By 870 AD, the Great Heathen Army, a massive Viking force possibly numbering 1,000 to 3,000 warriors, had ravaged England. Led by legendary figures like Halfdan Ragnarsson, Ivar the Boneless, though his role in 871 is debated, and Kings Bagsec and others claiming descent from Ragnar Lothbrok, they sought revenge for past killings and rich plunder. They conquered Northumbria, 866, East Anglia, 869, and Mercia, 870, installing puppet kings and dividing lands. Only Wessex, the southern kingdom ruled by King Athelred I, stood defiant. The Vikings wintered at Reading, fortifying it as a base, and launched devastating raids into Wessex. Late December 870, the Saxons suffered a bloody defeat at Reading. Days later, on January 4th, they won a skirmish at Englefield. Emboldened, the Vikings marched out with their full army, meeting the West Saxons on the Berkshire Downs, rolling chalk hills near the ancient Ridgeway Path. The battlefield, higher ground and a lone thorn tree. The exact site is debated, possible locations, near Lowberry Hill, Kingstanding Hill or Aston Upthorpe, but the terrain was key, open downs with a ridge giving the Vikings the advantage of height. A single stunted thorn tree stood as a landmark, mentioned in chronicles as the focal point of the clash. Vikings, Great Heathen Army divided into two divisions, one commanded by Kings Bagsec and Halfdan, the other by 5 jarls, earls. They formed dense shield walls on the ridge, overlapping round shields, spears thrusting forward, axes ready. Berserkers possibly in the front for shock. Led by King Athelred I, one wing, and his 22-year-old brother Alfred, the other. Thanes, FYRD militiamen, armed with spears, swords, seexes, and their own shield walls. Likely outnumbered, but fighting for survival. The turning point, Alfred's wild boar charge. On January 8, 871 or around then, as the armies faced off, King Athelred remained in his tent hearing mass, refusing to interrupt the service. The Vikings began advancing downhill, poised to crush the Saxons before they organized. Young Alfred seized the moment. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle describes him charging like a wild boar, leading his men in a ferocious uphill assault straight into the Viking shield wall. The impact shattered formations. Brutal melee ensued, spears piercing, axes cleaving, swords hacking in the mud and blood. The fight lasted all day. Viking King Bagsec fell, along with 5 jarls and hordes of warriors. The Danes broke and fled, pursued by Saxons throughout the day until night for miles, leaving the field strewn with bodies. Aftermath, victory, but not the end. Ashdown was a resounding West Saxon triumph, the Great Heathen Army's first major defeat. It halted their momentum and proved the Vikings weren't invincible. Yet the war raged on. Just 4 days later, Vikings won at Basing. More battles followed. Athelred died in April 871, possibly from wounds. Alfred ascended as Alfred the Great, reforming the army, building forts, and eventually crushing the Vikings at Edington, 878, forcing peace and their leader Guthrum's baptism. Legacy. Ashdown marked Alfred's emergence as a bold leader. His daring charge saved Wessex and arguably England itself. It symbolizes the gritty resistance that preserved Anglo-Saxon culture against the Viking tide. An epic clash of shield walls on misty downs that echoes in history. Subscribe for more.